Something really big happened in my life.
And so I did reach out to that girl.
And that one day in April, everything happened.
We gonna eat Pizza Hut.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum everyone.
My name is Mubina and this is
Mehdi Isa.
Yeah, Mehdi Isa.
Yeah.
And welcome to our family.
Welcome to the family.
And the new video.
And new video. First video.
First video.
Yes.
So I'm sure you already saw a little tidbit of how we met.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
This is how we actually met, okay?
Okay, let's hear it.
Yep. It was a very dark night. I was walking all alone on the street. It was raining, like full-on Bollywood style. And then I saw him and our eyes met.
Okay. Okay, no, time out. That's not what happened, okay? I know it sounds more fun like that, but that's not really what happened.
Dang it! We wanted our love story to be a little bit more dynamic.
So let's try again. Tell us what actually happened.
Alright, okay. What happened was, we met in the most boring way ever.
It was pretty boring.
It was online.
Yep.
And this is a little bit of a, like a screenshot of our first, our screenshot of our first chat of how we met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically what happened was I was a very active student on Facebook for my class in university. And I was actively helping everyone get their homework done or get their assignments done. And then suddenly I see a notification on my chat and I'm like, oh my god.
Like, okay, so like I was coming in, we were in this media studies class in this online group, and I saw you were very active helping everyone in the group, and you know, your picture was showing up as like stingray popping up everywhere. So I was like, this person's so active. I'm trying to do well in school. I need to improve my grade. And so I wanted to contact someone to see if like you'd be able to, you know, exchange papers. And then
so he contacted me to like, you know, to have me edit his essay because I was so active. But then he also offered to edit my essay, and I was like,
so I'm giving you something back.
Yeah, but in my perspective, I was like, this guy is asking me to edit his. I don't really trust him. So I just thought he was some weirdo.
You didn't know me, so like,
basically I thought he was a weirdo, messaging me the whole time. And I helped him like he was some random person because that's who I thought he was.
Kind of you.
Yeah. I didn't really talk to men, okay? I was, you know, I always ran away from guys.
Not like, that I knew that at that point,
well,
but yeah,
later on I told you, like I always ran away from men, and like talking to him was like a big deal, because I didn't ever do that, but I was like, okay fine, he needs help, what can happen,
so what can happen? we were in this class together, not that I knew you at that time, but I did see you, and I saw a girl wearing niqab, right?
Yeah. We should clarify that you did not know that niqabi was the person you were chatting with.
Of course, yeah, I didn't know that. So
yeah, and I kept it that way for like the next 3 months of our first meeting. Like he did not know who I was in the class, but I knew who he was, and I'd see him all the time, and I was like, I know who you are, but you don't know who I am. Yeah. It was fun. It was really fun, but I do have to admit that the first time we chatted, I literally stopped talking to him after that, and a month later he contacted me again. And
because I missed you.
Bruh.
I don't know how you can miss somebody after like just an essay.
We were still taking the class together, so then we had more stuff to do.
Basically, he just wanted to use me more. So he contacted me because he was like, oh, I got a good mark on my essay because that girl helped me. I'll just contact her again.
Yeah, so like we reinitiated that, and then we were actually in the same program, so we started taking more courses together throughout that year.
Yeah, but coincidentally, a lot of our courses aligned together because we were in the same program.
Yeah.
And every time I would be like, why? Why?
You dreaded it that much?
I did. I did not want to like talk to you anymore.
Ouch.
No, I think in the first year there was a point when I was like like, can't this guy, like, I actually prayed for this. I actually prayed for you to find someone else so that you'd leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't want to talk to him.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so, but at the end of the first year, he decided to, like, break contact with me, which was weird for me because he was the one that was more persistent in talking to me.
Yeah, so I was the one who was more persistent, but what happened was, like, my family found out that, you know, I'm talking to this Muslim girl, Niqabi, so then they were trying to tell me, okay, you know, it's summertime, you shouldn't be interacting with this person as much, so stop, you know, contacting them. So then I did end up taking a week of no communication.
Oh my god, a week of no communication.
I didn't really give a heads up about it, I'm sorry.
He comes back after a week and I'm just like,
What is the deal with this guy?
Yeah.
yeah, so the whole time I'm literally confused with him because he didn't make any sense.
That sounds so annoying, but it was true.
He was really confusing. Like, I was very confused because I never met somebody like him. And, like, the only interaction I've ever had with a guy was my cousins or, like, my uncles.
Right.
That was my interaction with men before you, basically.
So I was basically an outlier.
I wouldn't even say an outlier. You were just very confusing to me. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He goes away for a week and then he comes back randomly. So what happened next was when he came back, I was a little bit skeptical, but I decided to, like, okay, you know what, fine, we'll work together again. I was getting good marks. He was getting good marks. It was win-win. So, you know, we decided to work together more.
Dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo.
Putting it, but yeah, we were working together. We were working
Okay,
together.
we were working together. We were
Yes.
both getting good marks out of it. Anyway, so 2 years of, like, knowing one another, something really big happened in my life,
Yeah.
and I had to be hospitalized. The most emotional time, like one of the most emotional times of my life. A lot of bad things happened, and at that point I started, like, you know, wondering where my life is going, and I was, like, literally in a very, very dark state. I think I was depressed almost. Nothing felt right to me anymore. Everything felt, like, sad. Everything looked dark. So I would always just wonder, like, okay, where's my life gonna go now? I'm not gonna have a good life after this. I thought that, you know, it was done. Like, my life was over.
Yeah.
And he was like a ray of sunshine in that moment, even though he didn't think he was. He was, because his gestures, like the way he cared for me, or the way I thought he cared for me, was like a nice thing to see, and it kind of reinstated my faith in humanity again.
I think there were flashes there, like I gradually did start caring, but I didn't realize at that moment, so.
Yeah, but it was just a very interesting time, and I think that's when I really started seeing you in a different perspective, and not just like a work buddy. And I started talking to you more about Islam because I actually saw potential in you. In fact, like, you know, everyone in my family knows. Like, there were times when I didn't even know you were Christian. Like, I forgot you were not Muslim because you acted so much like a Muslim guy.
Little did I know, but yeah, I guess in ways, yeah.
Yeah, you acted so much like a Muslim guy, like the way you cared for, like the way you cared for me or cared for everyone around you, the way you respected everyone, the way you were kind to everyone. It was just very nice to see, you know, and I was like, oh wow, he is actually a nice guy.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was how the second year happened. The second year was more of a life-changing, twisty kind of thing. Third year was boring.
Third year, not much happened?
Not much happened because we were
old?
just working together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just working together, so nothing really happened. But the fourth year is when everything
That's
changed.
when, like, everything happened.
Everything happened and everything changed that year. So in the fourth year of knowing each other, basically, he used to talk to girls. He was looking for someone to, you know, settle with. But he moved out of his parents' house and he started talking to somebody. And that was the first time I didn't like it. I was really confused. Again, this guy has been confusing me from day one. So I was really confused and I didn't understand why I didn't like the fact that he was talking to another girl. I mean, he had every right to. We weren't a thing and we couldn't be a thing, so he had every right to, like, talk to somebody else. But I felt so upset and angry. It was like I don't know. I think I had to like self-discover myself and understand that I actually like this guy. And like in the 4th year, that's like that one day everything happened. That one day in April, everything happened.
So I want to take it through like my perspective from it. So yeah, I had moved out and I wanted to, you know, start meeting some new people. I'm in a different environment, and so I did reach out to that girl, and I told you about her, and I could tell that you weren't very pleased with it. Like, you had heard before of certain people if I had talked to them.
Yeah.
But this time things were a little bit different.
Oh God, I hated it.
And I could tell how much of an effect it had on you. And so, seeing the way it affected you, I realized at that moment, you know, I did have care for how you were feeling, and I didn't want you to feel that way.
Aww.
And so, seeing how that was impacting you, I did actually take some time to reflect on the whole situation that was going on. And we knew that, you know, because we had graduated, we weren't really working together, this now could affect our relationship.
When he told me about this girl, I was just horribly upset, and that's when I told him, like, I decided to accept it myself before telling him, but I did tell him that that's, you know, like, I feel a certain way for you, and we can't continue talking anymore. If you're gonna continue with this girl, then we can't continue talking anymore, and I need to go my way and you need to go your way, because it's not right. For me, it was not right to be talking to you. So I decided to tell you that, and that's when you decided to, you know, take that afternoon off and just think about where you want to take this.
Yeah, so I basically spent that afternoon thinking about it and seeing how that would affect our relationship, like, and the significance and consequences of it. That's where I realized that, you know, I didn't want to lose you. And seeing how that was affecting you, I had to do something about it. So that's when, after reflecting, I came to you and I said, listen, you know, I really want to be with you. And that's where I realized, that's where we finally, because you're saying how, like, I was kind of annoying, not, like, communicating. I didn't really understand the direction of our relationship until that moment. It took like 4 years until I finally realized that, wow, okay, this is how I really feel about you.
It took him 4 years to realize he liked me.
Yeah, so it happened gradually.
Then again, it took me 4 years.
I didn't realize it till after I came and moved out.
And that's when, like, we decided to take it a step forward, and I told him that, you know, if you want to be with me, you have to marry me, and you can't marry me if you're not Muslim.
But that didn't happen right. It happened like a week after.
Yeah,
because we were like kind of in a euphoria.
Yeah,
like, we're happy about that.
We were just relieved. And then, like, a week later, we had to discuss the next step, which was marriage, and that couldn't happen until, you know, he converted. But I had to make it very clear that I didn't want someone to convert for me. I wanted someone to convert or revert to Islam because they liked Islam.
Nor would I do that. I felt like I had a firm enough foundation where I wouldn't ever just convert for something.
Yeah. He was very strong in his beliefs of Christianity. So
coming from a family background of that, it's like, it's not something that you would just easily change.
So for me to, like, I couldn't really convince him. It took me 4 years.
I was skeptical too.
For 4 years I was doing that way. I wasn't getting through to him. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the research to him. So I decided to let him research Islam himself and to discover whether it's the religion for him. And we were ready to take whatever path we had to take, however it ended. But Alhamdulillah, Islam grew on him.
It did.
And he actually really liked the religion. But that's
unexpectedly,
yeah, but like his journey to Islam is like a whole different story, so we're not going to get into that right now. But basically, it was a very interesting few months
for sure
of you, like, you know, just researching Islam and getting through to, like, you know, the conversion part and everything.
Right.
But then Alhamdulillah, he did eventually convert in that 4th year, and he proposed.
Well, realizing, like, going through, like, this conversion process and following Islam, I realized the importance of, like, if you find someone you want to be with, that you have to pursue that relationship and not delay it if you have the means to get married. So that's what led me to do the proposal. And then what happened next?
And then what happened next was we lived happily ever after. I wish it was that easy. Basically, after that, proposal, I had to tell my mom, who knew the whole time about him.
Because we had been working together,
Yeah,
so she had an idea of who I was.
Yeah, I don't hide anything from my mother, so she knew everything. She knew I was working with you, and I didn't really like hiding that fact on you because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was working with you.
Yeah.
And she used to always ask me, like later on, like in the 4th year of us knowing each other, she used to be like, "So is that guy ever gonna convert or what?" I was like, "Mom, I don't know."
We didn't know.
So eventually when you converted, I told her, and she was like, "Really? Okay, I have no issues with it." She was very, very supportive.
She was very supportive.
She was very supportive over everything. But then something happened, boom, and my dad found out, not from me, but my dad somehow found out about us, and yeah, it was very interesting.
It was interesting.
He was very, very upset because he thought that I basically disobeyed him, and it was just it was bad. But then alhamdulillah, we cleared out the misunderstandings, and eventually, my dad did calm down, and he did decide to meet you.
Yeah.
And basically, finally, after so long, he was accepted into the family by both my parents, alhamdulillah. And
yeah, there was some skepticism for me because being a new convert, your family was thinking oh, is he gonna change back his religion? Even things with fasting, which came later, is is he gonna be able to do that? Is he gonna be able to fast during Ramadan and everything? So all kinds of is he gonna change back?
Exactly.
His
So
ways?
after the conversion, my family basically told me, watch him for 6 months. And if he stays Muslim after those 6 months, then we can get you guys married.
Yeah.
So basically those 6 months after his conversion were just watchful 6 months. People were just watching you.
But I knew that, and I think you knew too, how firm, from knowing me, how firm I was.
I knew that he was in it for good, but my family had to, see it, because there have been cases where people convert for the wrong reasons, and my family was just they just wanted to be sure their daughter was being sent to the right.
Which made sense.
Yeah. So eventually, alhamdulillah, by the end of that 4th year, we did get married.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, we got our nikah done.
Yes.
And alhamdulillah, I am so happy to say that now we're married.
Yay.
Yay. And that's how everything happened. Now you know how we met. Yeah. And how we got married. The lesson we learned from all of this is that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always has a plan. And His plan is always the better plan. And a lot of the times for us humans, it's really hard to be patient. It is. I am not perfect. He's not perfect. We're definitely not perfect. Yes. And we've had our ups and downs, but alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, things happen, and things made us believe that, having firm faith in God is the way to go, because He always has a better plan. So for anyone who is going through a very hard time right now, who's had a tough situation, they don't know what they're doing in life, they're down in they've hit rock bottom, just know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a better plan.
And things will get better.
Things do get better, but we have something to look forward to, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always rewards your patience, always. And He always replaces something that you feel like you need with something better. So don't ever feel because you lost something, that was the only thing for you. If you lost something, know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace it with something better. And
I would just add from my own experience, I would just say that, things, I always had faith in God, but just coming to Islam and everything, I realized, things are gonna, you don't have to seek things out. Things will happen naturally. If they're meant to happen, it's gonna happen no matter what. We had a lot of obstacles that we faced, some of which we couldn't discuss here, but things happened to come together. We remained patient, and we had that strong faith, and we cared about each other. And
well, I mean, we tried to remain patient.
We tried. It was not easy.
Not perfect.
It's not easy, and we're not perfect.
Yeah, we're not perfect. But yeah, that was how we met. That was our story.
That's our story in a nutshell. So.
Yep. I don't know if it's in a nutshell, but that was our story. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe down there. Please.
Please.
Stop begging. But
Just
please, please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
And I look forward to talking to you guys again.
I look forward to making more content. Yeah, so thanks for listening.
Thank you for
Take
listening.
care. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.